They aren't looking at their parents as addicts or bad people. These are their parents and they love them.
Tonight we're getting a look at some shocking stats that show just how overrun the state's juvenile justice system really is, and the fight the Department of Child Services is having just to keep its head above water. News 5's James Gherardi told us about this investigation last week. Tonight, he's learned Ohio has some of the lowest funding for child services in the entire country.
Yeah, Rob, amidst a major heroin epidemic here, we've learned tonight the state's funding for child protective services is the lowest in the nation. It dropped off during the recession, and it never bounced back.
It's being seen in courtrooms.
Those of us that have this docket are finding that we're being overwhelmed. And it is getting harder and harder to get the cases in a timely fashion.
And it's a price we're all paying for.
Our community has so many resources that we are putting forward to address the heroin epidemic.
Ohio's heroin crisis is taking its toll on the court system and this state's Department of Child Protective Services. According to one organization, the state isn't doing enough to help.
Since 2009, the state of Ohio has reduced the investment it makes in child protective services by 17%.
Here's how Child Protective Services is funded in Ohio. 39 cents of every dollar comes from the federal government. 52 cents of every dollar comes from local investment. And just 9 cents of every dollar comes from Columbus. Meanwhile, CPS caseworkers are overrun, many with far more cases than the state recommended maximum of 12.
The next logical step is to really look at these invisible victims of the epidemic, who are the children coming into our system when their parents cannot parent them.
Ohio's seeing a record number of new children entering the juvenile justice system, their parents tied to the state's growing heroin epidemic. The question now, will the state help take care of the epidemic's youngest victims?
We received this statement today from State Senator Kenny Yuko, who represents a portion of Cuyahoga County. Quote, "The state has the money and the power to help Child Protective Services assist these families through high-need situations. I hope that during the next budget, affected agencies will make clear to every legislator how much funding they need and how many lives are on the line." 2017 is a budget year in Columbus. Other lawmakers I spoke with today hoping by next year the state will find the money to fund CPS at a much higher level. Rob, Danita.
All right, James, thank you.